All right. So, I mean,
Darren.
Hey, Steve. Here we go, buddy.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. I mean, you're going to be the first of hopefully many opportunities of us to sit down with some alumni. And this is special to me because, of course, you're my classmate, class of 98. And I think it was meant to be today. I mean, you know, in the hallways, we're like passing each other. Or you know, you kind of found me because you were here with your brother this morning, working with the kids at Open Gym. And it's like, hold on a second. I know this guy.
And an opportunity does not pass you. So
no.
It actually kind of snuck up on you.
Very much so. And we quick threw this together in about an hour, you know, dropped it on Mr. J, and it's like, hey, let's get this thing going. So ultimately we're trying to do some updates with alumni, and although the Fordahl name is a name that is still associated with Hettinger and Adams County because of your brother and grandma's still around and mom, you, after graduation, have gone on to many places. Outside of North Dakota. So I wanted to take an opportunity to kind of just sit down and give you the chance to kind of share your story with us, with the alum of Hettinger Public School.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was just talking to Jeremy's financial literacy class and just kind of talking about my trajectory and where I started and where I went. And it's weird to say out loud that my parents let me move to Colorado at 17 years old. Like they co-signed for me to have an apartment before I was 18. Mm-hmm. That's crazy, but that was the beginning. So I first went to Colorado and went to school for massage therapy. Thought that that's what I wanted to do, and that was sort of my first, the first thing that I found that I thought was unique and interesting, and it was kind of, I always liked to do something that was off the beaten path, and that really fit that bill. And then, you know, as a lot of things go, you get into something and then you realize, oh, maybe this isn't what I want to do.
Yeah, right.
So you start down a path and then you think, oh, okay, now I see what this is. Now you get a little, so I was there and went through school, but knew that I didn't want to be a massage therapist. Yeah. So, you know, that's one of those first branch points in life. And then you sit and think, well, what's next? And so then it's like, all right, I guess I get a job and start to work. And so then I worked for a couple of years and found my way to North Carolina, just with a friend who had an opportunity, and that was an adventure. So yeah.
How long were you in Colorado then at that time?
I was in 3 years.
3.
Yeah. So I was almost 4 years in Colorado Springs.
So 21, you're moving to North Carolina.
So at 21, I moved to North Carolina, and once I got there, it was sort of the same thing. You know, I got a job and always worked in the fitness industry. So that's what I did in Colorado as I was going to school for massage therapy. And then when I went to North Carolina, it was a business opportunity in like a health industry, which did not materialize like a lot of business opportunities. And so I fell back on what I knew, and that was working in health clubs and doing that. And then in North Carolina, so then at that point, I knew I was going back to school, without a doubt. Yeah. But in order to be in state, you have to pay taxes. So I got there, scoped it out, and then found that out. So it took me 2 years to apply, and then so I went back to school in North Carolina. But yeah, I was a 23-year-old freshman.
Going back.
Non-trad,
but not that old non-trad.
No. And honestly, having that experience of working for a couple of years and, you know, having an apartment, having bills, having insurance, having all of that, you know, transitioning with all of that life stuff, it puts a fire in you to kind of make school an important thing. So that it really, you know, I was 100% in.
Definitely more focused, more
hands
goal driven.
It was like, this is a job.
Hey, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like how many years of school at North Carolina then?
So when I was there, wanted to be a PA, physician's assistant. So that's why I started. And then as I started going through my coursework, I ended up in nutrition. I didn't even think it was a major. I didn't think that you could major in nutrition. And I took a class and realized there's a department in it. And it's like, well, this is my love. So then I switched to nutrition. So it took me 5 years as an undergrad. Once I switched, then
Yep. Then you're working, you're doing all this stuff during that too, because you already have
worked
bills.
full time.
Yep.
Worked full time the whole time I was in school, and taking out loans and doing all of that fun early life adulting.
During this process, and you lifted competitively there for a while, didn't you? Or not?
I was around folks that did.
That did that. Okay.
Yes.
So I mean, I remember
very
you
much
were
plugged
always
in.
you were always the motivator that kept us in high school. Our group. I mean, you were kind of the guy that was like, "Hey, let's get 100%. Down. Let's go lift down at Honeyman's." This whole lifting and nutrition thing, looking back, it's like well, this makes sense. But
yeah, I am 100% a believer in taking care of your body. It is.
I need you around, because obviously I haven't followed that mantra.
Well, you should have come into open gym this morning. And 6:30. We can run it up and down.
So North Carolina, I mean, so you're there. You got your nutrition.
Yeah. So then I found nutrition.
Yep.
And about halfway through, I was a sophomore going into junior year. Everything kind of goes back to the gym for me. I was actually working out, and one of my professors was in the gym. And we were always there at the same time, and he came over and he mentioned, we have these opportunities for undergraduate research. If you're ever interested, you're more than welcome to come in and do work in my lab. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't really know what it was about. I kind of knew what it was about, but the first year that I did that and was part of like collecting data on scientific projects, and his research was how dietary metals can lead to neurodegenerative disorders if you have metal imbalances. And I was just fascinated that something that you ate or didn't get could change brain health. And then I got to all of a sudden be part of these research studies and collect data. And I realized really quickly that data was my thing.
Nice.
It was that looking and collecting and thinking through and figuring out, well, where does this go from here? That's the puzzle. And that was the hook. So then I decided not to become a registered dietitian, and instead went down the path of nutrition research. So then I went and got a master's degree.
After the 5-year undergrad.
Yep.
Towards the end of undergrad, you're getting into the research, you're getting into the lab, and then you went on and got your master's at the same institution?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's same institution, same faculty member. So he sort of shepherded me through and then offered me the opportunity. So, I mean, it's great. It's all about opportunities, right?
Yeah.
But they're not there if you're not looking and open, and they can be anywhere, like the gym.
Yeah.
And just being open to that was a big part of it.
How conversation leads to this and that. And
And initially I thought, well, I don't know if I want to do graduate school because I want to get out and work again. I've been in school for this amount of time. Maybe he wanted me to do a PhD initially. Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, let's pump the brakes. Let's do a master's, and then if I think it's my fit, then I'll transition. And that's exactly what happened. So I did master's, and I was in, and then continued on and did a PhD after. So 5 years, 2 years, 3 years for PhD. So I'm a decade in at this point. And looking at student loans and looking at, I was like, all right, and this is going to have to pay off. pretty big motivators. But no, from there, that was the.
So it's Dr. Fordahl now.
So it's Dr. Fordahl.
Dr. Fordahl now.
And then when I finished at my PhD, then there's something that they don't tell you, and that's that you have to get on-the-job training. So then I did a 3-year postdoc fellowship at the Wake Forest School of Medicine.
Okay.
And did that additional training, and then that's how I found myself into a faculty position.
Position. So okay, you get done with your doctorate program, and you have to do 3 years of this. What is happening? Like, how do you manage the rest of your life during all that? Because I mean, this is you're roughly at that point. What are we? 30.
30. Yeah.
30.
Basically.
Okay. And it's like, okay, you're living, you have bills, you got all that.
Yeah.
This 3 years, is it is it a full-time? Is there pay? Is there not pay? How's that work?
Then there is pay. And typically a PhD program, you'll make an assistantship and a stipend. You'll make, a very base living wage. It's hardly anything, but at least at least you're getting paid to go to school.
Yeah.
But in a postdoc, the postdoc fellowships, it's a living wage. I did one where they followed the NIH standard, which actually pays pretty well now, but then you're making 55,000, so you're actually collecting a check.
Correct. And you actually have a little bit left over maybe to do something with.
And it's really the time where you craft what your research program is, because you get your PhD in what your mentor's interest is. You have interest in it too, but it's their area of expertise, it's their baby. And so you get that training, and then for a postdoc, you go off and you seek the training you feel you need. So I went to
so where are we? Yeah, go on.
So I was in nutrition, and it was nutrition, brain health, and dietary metals is sort of the guise of my PhD. And then at Wake Forest, I went to substance abuse. It was the physiology, pharmacology, neuroscience department, and basically worked in the neurobiology of addiction. And if anything goes hand in hand with, so I worked with substance abuse, alcohol use disorder, a lot of like relapse anxiety associated with those conditions. And I mean, food can fit right into that as far as the sort of the addictive qualities and some of the same brain circuitry. So that was the additional training that I sought to position myself to get a faculty position. Yeah.
And currently you are a faculty position at?
So now I'm at University of North Carolina, Greensboro. I'm an associate professor, and then as we were talking about, the director of graduate studies, so opportunities continue to present themselves.
So not only are you still in the classroom as that professor, as the head of the graduate studies, you're also helping these kids plan their graduate work.
100%. So these are students that finish undergrad, and either their professional, their career trajectory requires a master's degree, or they just want that additional skill set. So it's me helping them figure out, is this the right step? It's not the right step for some people. And some people, it's just the next step, and they really haven't thought through if it's the right step. So it's me helping them decide, is this the right step? And do we provide the skills that you need for this to be your next step? So that's the grad director.
So you're kind of, you're teaching, you're counseling, kind of life coaching.
A lot of mentoring. So in the classroom with undergraduate students and graduate students, and then mentoring in the lab with PhD students and students doing masters.
I was just going to ask, so like the research side, how are you still, so like what research are you still involved in, and maybe where do you see that going?
So our lab looks at dietary fat and how dietary fat changes brain neurochemistry. So we look at the postdoc training that I sought in neurobiology and neurochemistry, I just apply that to nutrition. So we look at how dietary fat, saturated or mono or poly, some of the healthier dietary fats, do they change neural circuits in a way that make it possibly harder to not eat those foods or harder to regulate caloric intake. So that's what our lab, that's our bread and butter.
Nice.
It's PhD and master students that all help, and they'll develop their projects under the guise of what our research is, and then teach in the class.
Nice. So not to jinx the future, but both of us are approaching. We've topped. We're over the hill, or whatever. When we were kids, when our parents turned 40, it was like they were old.
But we're just over the foothills.
The
mountain is still there, and we're still prepared to take on that mountain.
See, again, I need that coaching, baby. I need that coaching. So, if everything goes, where do you see yourself in 10? Do you see yourself still out there at UNC? Is it? What's kind of your wish list on how the next 10 go?
Yeah. So currently I'm an associate professor, so I could advance to full professor, and I believe in 2 or 3 years is my first opportunity to possibly do that.
What makes that? What distinguishes that?
So it's a tenure track position. So
Okay.
I came in as an assistant professor, and then within 4 years I can apply to be associate, and then 4 to 6 apply to go to full. So it's a prestige sort
Time
of based
thing.
on.
Yep.
It's based on time and productivity.
Okay.
Like, did you bring in grant funding? Did you successfully mentor students? Are they doing well? Have you been able to sustain a good research program? So those are the career
Yep.
things. So yeah,
So possibly that.
possibly that, and then you start to consider family. You know, I have an 8-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
So it's maybe it's a good thing to maintain what I'm doing academically, and then I don't know. I haven't thought about administration. You know, the typical is moving into like department chair or something like that. I don't know. I take things in 5-year chunks.
But you like where you're at. It's a
100%.
community. I mean, you're still in that
Yeah.
North Carolina area. I mean, obviously it's comfortable.
Yeah,
You enjoy
it? It's wonderful, and you know, it's the type of thing where I get to go into work and I have a boss, but because I sort of run, there's a lot of leeway. There's a lot of we trust you, do what you think you need to do, and we'll support you.
Nice.
And that, I mean, to me, from a structure that I need from a supervision and leadership standpoint, I mean, show me an open field and say get to the other side of that field, and I'll find a way to do it. So they're letting me get through the field or the foothills because we got to climb the mountain in 10 years.
In 10 years. All right. Awesome, buddy. Like what opportunities impacted your life after high school? Am I saying that right?
What opportunities that you had here at HPS impacted your life choices after?
There you go. Yeah. How did HPS did it?
Yeah.
Hopefully it had a positive impact, right?
100%.
You know.
And it's the availability of opportunity. You know, it's the fact that you can be in one-act play and band and, you know, choir and also be in basketball and football and then track. And, you know, every season or every, you know, season for both performance and for athletics, that you have an opportunity to do it. And you can take all of those opportunities and learn from every one of them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's the fact that I didn't just get pushed in one direction and that was my thing. It was that I was able to do the thing that I loved. I loved football, really enjoyed playing basketball, really enjoyed play. But then band, I mean, that was a big thing. I mean,
Yeah.
I still teach my daughter things now and see how she gets excited about it. So both as a father and then, you know, I never did anything other than tinker past band, but I think those are good cultural experiences to be just a well-rounded person.
Correct. You know, and like before we sat down, we'd kind of talked about how it seems now you have that mentality, or not everywhere, but there is that mentality to where kids are in, you know, the youth football program, and that's all they focus on.
Yeah.
And they push it, whether it's Pop Warner or all these types of stuff. And when we were growing up, it was the question, why aren't you involved in these things?
Yeah.
I mean, when we were with our peers and our buddies, it's like, dude, we need you in play.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we need you. We got track practice too, but we need you in play.
Yeah.
We wanted everybody in everything.
And you don't have to be on stage. You can be behind the stage. You can run music. You can run, It's a great opportunity.
And that's something that we're trying to continue to do here. As I'm looking at Mr. J, it's like we're trying to provide those opportunities and encourage kids that, you know, it's okay to struggle. It's okay to be a part of this and still be a part of the team. And if you tried it in junior high, maybe you try it again as a sophomore. Mm-hmm. You know, this is a safe place to do all that stuff. We want to support everybody because you never know. You never know where those experiences are going to take you, and the impact they're going to have on you.
Yeah,
You know?
and if nothing else, they teach you to put yourself out there and do something that you don't want to do, because there's a lot of life that's very uncomfortable, and being uncomfortable that's a good skill to have, is to sit and work your way through it.
Yeah, and not being afraid of that. I mean, you think of some of the things in your story that you told there, and the opportunities, like you said, the opportunity was there. An opportunity can be scary, but you worked through that scariness, and look where it's led.
Yeah.
I mean, here we are, Dr. Fordahl sitting here in the good old Hettinger Library, baby. It's awesome. The places, the places we go. Not to quote, what is that? Is that a
Dr. Seuss?
Dr. Seuss. That is a Dr. Seuss. You know. So my last little question, and I'm glad he put this up here. But so, what tidbit of advice? You know, hopefully it's not just us old duffers watching this. Hopefully the kids will watch it too. And I know you just talked with Jay's class. What is a piece of advice that you would have for our students graduating from Hettinger going forward?
Don't be scared to go out and do something, and know that you're going to make a decision. It could be the wrong decision, and it doesn't matter because you'll have support. You'll have, make the wrong decision, go do it, say you did it, and learn from it. Don't just do it and not get anything out of it, but make the decision, go do it, don't back down from it, and then see where it takes you. It may take you nowhere. It may open another opportunity that you didn't think was there. So, yeah, put yourself out.
Awesome. Buddy, it was nice to see you. I'm glad you stopped in. All right, man. First of many, I hope. We'll kind of talk a little bit more. Mr. J will kind of break down kind of where we hope this goes. But what a great kickoff, man. It's
Happy to be here.
making the class of '98 proud, buddy. All right. So here we are, right? I mean, we just had the interview with Steve.
Yeah, that was a really good interview.
It was, and it was just pure coincidental. I didn't know he was going to be back in town. I'm going out to wish the wrestlers good luck as they're getting on, and it's like, hey, hold on a second. But ultimately, the point of us sitting down here is to talk. This is something you and I feel it's been like a 2.5-year discussion, maybe even 3 years.
Yeah, we've been kicking it back and forth quite a few times.
Yeah, like, what are we going to do, right? I mean, we're trying to get the alumni page going.
Yeah.
And we have. I think we've been fairly successful with that.
Absolutely, building a really strong base. So,
yes, and having the classes when they come back. I'm messing with this because I saw your look in your eye where
you're good.
The
you're
mic
good.
is off.
That's okay.
So hopefully that works.
No, you're good.
But we've had really good classes, of the 60s, 70s, and the 80s coming back, and now the 90s coming back and to tour the building. And from those experiences, listening to the conversations as they walk the campus, obviously over usually the 4th of July. It's like, man, how do we capture this? How do we capture the things
there's a
they're
feeling.
talking about?
There's a feeling there that you're like, wow, that is like a visceral, really like very strong experience. It's more real than anything else that's out
100%.
there. So it's like, man, like how can we share that with other people?
Yes, so I think we're looking at maybe trying to do our first one with maybe a member of the class of like somewhere in the latter 50s, right?
Sure.
60s. And we were kind of like, well, how do we get them into the building and all that?
That's the whole thing.
And so it was like today with Steve being here, it's like, you know what? Why has it got to be a class of the 50s or the 60s? Let's start with the class of '98 and kind of see where it goes.
Absolutely.
So hopefully this is something we can continue to do.
Yeah, that's the goal, is just trying to figure out how we can work it in with all the other things that we're doing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, though, I think there's a lot of gold to be unearthed in all of these conversations, and that's kind of also too why we're having this session, is that we're kind of inviting people, maybe reach out a little bit, and if you know somebody's like, hey, so and so went on to this and this, let us know, and then we can do everything in our power to collect that information and maybe get some interviews or whatever. But there's just there's that great opportunity to create that great connection from the years past, and just all the great stories and all the great information. And my favorite part from Dr. Fordahl was the messages that he was giving for our youth, talking about how that getting yourself out there, being uncomfortable is one of the most valuable skills that you can learn. Those are some awesome pieces of gold.
The fear of failure can't be what holds you back. There's so many quotes out there, and he was touching on it, but there's so many quotes that are like, you learn the most when you fail. They're there for a reason, because it's the reality of it. And I know, people have different experiences with schools, whether it was Hettinger or whether you went to somewhere else. But I can honestly say this is the safest place for these kids to fail, to struggle, whether it be a sport or an activity or in the classroom.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because there is help here.
Well, then there's a lot of buy-in because as a
Yes.
small community, like
Yep.
you know, you need, unlike a larger town where you get lost and become part of the numbers. Like every single individual needs to be
Yeah.
a part of the equation. So yeah, like
Yeah.
everyone's fighting for everybody to do their best
Yeah.
because we need them to.
There is, and sometimes we need help recognizing that someone else needs help.
Oh sure. Yep.
Because we don't necessarily always see it all the time. But the help is here to help struggle through some of these academic struggles, that builds some grit, that builds some of that toughness for later in life.
Absolutely.
To go through some of those struggles in a sports competition, or competition at band, or competition at one-act play.
Yeah.
That hopefully will prepare for bigger things later on in life.
Yep.
And give you the grit. And I think that's kind of what he was, not to put words in his mouth, but that's kind of what he was
Where he was
hitting at.
going.
You know, so again, I got to reiterate what you said. If you feel comfortable, a lot of times people don't feel comfortable in the situation, but you can see how easy it can be.
Yeah.
We'd love to set more of these up. Even the reminiscing, some of the conversations I've had with you throw a picture out in front of someone of a classroom in 1962 and poof, where the stories go.
Oh, yeah.
Or even Main Street back in 1958. Those types of conversations, it would be awesome to have too. So if you got ideas, or you got someone that has a lot of good stories about Hettinger and Hettinger Public School, we would love to be able to spend some time with that person, get it on recording, so we don't lose that, knowledge, and we don't lose those experiences. So, buddy, I want to thank you for this.
Yeah,
This
absolutely. Happy to do
2.5 years of like, when are we going to do it? And we did it today, buddy.
Yeah, we just
did
got her
today.
done, so it was good.
So,
It was really good.
You betcha. So,
All right.
thanks.